Very much for hosting this meeting here today. Casey Traylor with Florida Not All Aboard. I represent over 40,000 people that have signed a petition against All Aboard Florida roaring through our communities. On November 23, 60 Minutes aired a story called Falling Apart, and it could not have been better timed. It shines a light on a problem we have right here in our own backyard, aging infrastructure. 60 Minutes covered the story of a bridge built in 1928 that is literally falling apart. 60 Minutes also speaks to our rail system in relation to the increase in freight that will come from the expanded Panama Canal. Of the 14 major ports on the East Coast, only 2 will be dredged deep enough to accommodate the new super cargo ships. Of course, one of those ports is the Port of Miami, in which Florida East Coast Railway, or FECR, is the exclusive rail provider. I also submitted to you a map of the city of Stuart. In it, I have a red line. It represents a 2.65-mile-long freight train. The length FECR will expand some of its trains too. As you can see, should our old single-track bridge fail, almost the entire city is bifurcated. These aging bridges do and will fail. The FEC bridge in Jacksonville was broken and stuck in the closed position for almost 2 weeks just a couple months ago. It is the same vintage as our FEC bridge in Stuart. We should be questioning when the bridge will fail, not if it will fail. I 100% support the City of Stuart's request of regularly scheduled and publicized bridge inspections. I would like to help propose legislation to protect public safety, especially now that FEC plans to carry passengers over the bridge. These aging bridges should be inspected yearly, with public having access to those reports. As I understand it, FEC does own the bridge. However, I recently learned from Martin County staff that FEC will not release the inspection reports to them. Can you imagine emergency responders on the wrong side of that red line? Can you imagine a catastrophic failure of the bridge ending up in our precious river? Citizens should be assured the bridges they are traversing are not structurally fatigued or stressed. Heaven forbid something should happen like the I-35 bridge that collapsed in Minnesota in 2007 that killed 13 people. The bridge was almost half the age of our FEC bridge. I also supplied an article about the new trend of combining freight and passenger rail on the same corridor. Many of the freight companies are against this procedure. I understand FEC is a private company and we do not have the right to tell them how they should run their business. However, I believe the state of Florida has the responsibility to ensure it is done to the safest degree possible. Therefore, I would like to see legislation that requires double tracking along the entire corridor. Representatives at the FRA public comment meetings told me they simply cannot double track our bridge. However, I refer back to my red line. Should something happen to the single-track bridge over the St. Lucie, where will over 50 trains per day, some of them 14,000 feet long, stack up? This is a public safety concern up and down the corridor. Legislation could ensure if passenger and freight is ran on the same corridor, there must be 2 tracks, and any new infrastructure built will be done so it is not to impede our local economies. We must protect all of Florida's economies. Martin County is in the top 3 of 67 counties for boating-related sales and accessories. The marine industry brings a great benefit and income to our county, and excessive bridge closures for any reason will greatly harm our local economy. Just as aging homes that are renovated must be brought up to current code, I believe new infrastructure should be brought up to a new code and standard that is mutually beneficial to our communities and rail company. Thank you for your time, and I hope to be able to work with you to create a safer and more responsible rail corridor for the state of Florida.
Thank you, Casey.